going to start a recording. You should see a bar across the top of your screen letting you know that that has happened. I will be recording this session and putting it to a YouTube channel where the rest of the classes that I teach and will continue to teach are being uploaded for future reference. For anybody that doesn't know me already, my name is Anuj. I am the field marketing specialist here in Santa Cruz and Monterey County. And today we're going to talk about maintaining your assets, saving them, basically the stuff from Listing Concierge. And in my specific case, we're going to talk about uploading them to OneDrive, which is a cloud storage partner included in the Office 365 bundle that you guys get as a part of your ASP. So just some vocabulary for groundskeeping's sake, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Cloud storage is an online digital locker. In our example, it's OneDrive, but there's also Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox. There's all kinds of different partners that you can choose, whatever you want to use. The processes of what we do are essentially exactly the same. It's just the buttons might be laid out slightly differently with a different partner. And the core of what we do before we upload everything to that digital space to be stored is we'll save it to the computer first and talk about, the advantages of both local storage as well as cloud storage. And the main goal here is, as we all know, if you guys are tuning into the product calls for agents once a month, they're called TMAP calls, available in Sales Pro. If you aren't on those, I would highly recommend you join them. Coldwell Banker is very much transparent about some of the product improvements and product launches that they are planning to do and roll out based on agent feedback, and plus stuff that we're planning throughout the rest of the year, especially as things have changed due to the COVID-19 crisis. So those calls are hugely valuable in being able to stay on the pulse of what the company has planned for agents. And one of those things that we've been talking about is upgrading our Listing Concierge platform from its current one to what is being known as VNew, the new version of the platform. I'm not going to dive too much into the weeds on all of that, but the reason we're having this class is because to, get the short drink of water is part of us launching the VNew platform is Coldwell Banker has recreated the foundation on which that software that Listing Concierge operates in is currently existing in, because we needed to be able to accommodate things that our agents wanted that weren't available on the new platform and that couldn't be made available on the timeline we wanted because it was originally developed by a different software developer. We have since created something in-house, and when that new version launches, which for our region will be sometime at the end of next month, all of the assets that you haven't saved from Listing Concierge will be deleted with that old platform when that goes away. So in essence, we're going through to save everything from every Listing Concierge order that you want to keep and are putting it in a digital locker, in our case, OneDrive, for cloud storage purposes, so that way you have it long-term for reference purposes. So if we need to pull a brochure or a YouTube video or whatever the case may be from a specific listing to repurpose it for any new new marketing purpose, or as part of a presentation or a sales pitch or whatever the case may be, those assets are ready for you. All right, I did a ton of talking. Just before I dive in and share my screen, I'm going to remind everybody, please keep their microphones muted. All the questions I do will be at the end of the session. If you come up with questions and you want to ask them in the moment, drop them into the chat, and I will review all of those at the end of the session as well. I'm going to try and get you guys out of here in a half hour. This isn't too complicated, so let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to go and share my screen. And let's start on CB Desk. So CB Desk is where not only the Listing Concierge platform lives, but before we dive into that, let's go and talk about OneDrive. And where is that? It is with the rest of the Office 365 tools available on your CB Desk. If you have purchased the software, you probably have a downloaded tile that you can access by searching your computer for OneDrive. However, if you are just using the software through this system, how you get to it is clicking on that tile that I clicked on, Office 365 and email. That's going to bring you, as we can see, to the Microsoft system. We're going to sign in with my CB NorCal email because that is what I use to access CB Desk. And here we are. You've got Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of these softwares ready for you to use. Teams, which is what we're all in right now, and OneDrive. Go ahead and open that. So my OneDrive is actually connected to my laptop, so everything that I save on my computer is also uploaded into this cloud storage space. So as you can see, mine has a ton of stuff in here already, and it is organized just like any system is on your computer. You can create folders, put stuff in those folders, name those folders, and name the stuff within those folders. You can create subfolders within folders. So you can organize this just as I said, like you would any other subsystem in your computer or any other folder in your computer to be able to best meet your business needs. So before we get started, because I am using this as my storage space, I'm going to go ahead and in my OneDrive, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bigger. I'm back. Am I back?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Okay. I saw, as I was talking, I saw a little warning thing pop up and I went, oh no. Okay, looks like I switched channels. So, if Genevieve, can you let me know what was the last thing you heard? Or Suzanne?
Sorry, I stepped away. You'll have to ask anyone else.
It went quiet, like you were quiet for like around 45 seconds.
Okay, so I'm going to start from opening OneDrive again, and we'll just pick up from there. So let's just do this one more time to make sure that the feed is good. Everyone should be looking at CB Desk again. So let's just start from, I'm going to close this. Let's start from where I was. Close this. So Office 365 is right here in your CB Desk. We're going to click on that, and that's going to give you access to the Office suite. I'm going to sign in with my CB NorCal because that's what I use to access CB Desk. And from here, got Outlook, OneDrive, Word, Excel, Teams, which is what we are in. And let's hop right into OneDrive. So as I was saying, cloud storage, right? As you can see, my computer is linked to save everything to my OneDrive. So it very much is just a mimic of my computer, and the storage in here works just like it does on your computer. You have folders that you can create and name, and then you can put content into it. You can make subfolders within those folders and then have everything organized in whatever means best meets your business needs. What we're going to do here, and just to prep before I save my assets out of Listing Concierge, is I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder. I'm going to click on New right here, and I'm going to call this folder Listing Concierge, whoops, orders. That way, I'm not just dumping stuff in here willy-nilly. I'm going ahead and making sure I know exactly what I need and where it's going to go. By the way, we've got, you can select the items that are in here along this left-hand panel by clicking on the check marks that pop up. The top bar will allow you right now, the default is sorting them by name. Modified is going to be the date something was changed. So a few seconds ago, I created this folder. Therefore, that is where that is. I last modified 3D objects December 12th of 19. You guys get the point. Modified by whom is listed right here. I have some shared libraries where multiple people have access. That's where that comes in handy. If you are sharing a OneDrive folder for a listing with a team, again, that's where you'll see those kind of things. File size, how many files are in there? Are you sharing the folder or is it private? Again, just like any of the cloud storage partners, you can have things that are eligible to be shared by a link, and you can have things just private, stored in your own little space, up to you. Not going to get into the weeds there about that, but we've gone ahead and created our folder. Now that our folder is created here, what I want to do is let's go into Listing Concierge, and I am going into one of my agents' accounts who is kind enough to let me borrow theirs as an example. Going into Mr. Willie Eagleton's account, and we're going to go into this order, this gold package right here. I'm going to save everything out of 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. Make this big so it's easy to see. I'm going to go ahead and, again, do a little prep work before I start just downloading stuff to my computer. I'm going to go to my desktop just because that's easy for me, again. And I'm going to make a folder on my desktop called Listing Concierge. I'm going to pause this real quick. As I noted, my computer is uploading things all the time, and I don't need it to right now because I'm going to do it on my own. Boom. So we've got Listing Concierge. I've made a folder. I'm going to go into this folder now and create a new folder for the address that I need to save everything into. So here is my 125 32nd Street, or 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. I'm going back now to Listing Concierge, and we're literally going to run through this list and save the assets we need. First things first is let's talk about the easy stuff. Mailers, brochures, photos. I'm going to go into photos, and I'm going to select all by hitting that button right there. And you can see all of them have been selected. And we're going to hit download high res. Shortly after we've clicked on that, I should see, bam, a download has started. The default is probably going to download it to your downloads folder or your photos folder. For a Windows machine, I can go ahead and click on this little arrow right next to this downloading file, and I can hit the option to show in folder. Macs should have the same thing if you are right-clicking, and it will show you where it's going. So this went to my downloads folder. I'm going to go ahead and grab that listings photo folder from my downloads, We're going to drag it not just to my Listing Concierge folders, but into the specific listing this applies to. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and drag this to move it to 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. And now this is in here. You can also right click and hit send to. Actually, sorry, that doesn't work anymore with these kind of computers. You can also right click and hit copy and then go to the folder you want and right click again and hit paste. But that will make a duplicate of the folder in your system and not just move it one to one. It will also still exist in your downloads. So again, the best thing you want to do, grab that folder and just drag it into wherever it needs to be. We can see that I've got my listing photos saved now in my 125 Santa Cruz listing. So I'm going to go ahead and close my downloads, and we're going back to Listing Concierge. So photos are saved. Let's go back to my listing dashboard and go to the next big easy thing. Let's go to the mailer. Things like mailers, brochures, print advertising, all have proofs. These proofs are what you have approved and were sent to the printers and made up for you. So now that everything's completed, you can go ahead and hit download. And again, just like with the listing photos, I can go ahead and hit show in folder. That brings me to that file, which is right here. And if I click on it, I can see this is indeed, close that. Oops, I need to sign into my Adobe. Sorry about that. Give me one quick moment here because I have an Adobe account. You guys shouldn't have this worry unless you also have a paid Adobe account you're using that you need to log into. But moving on in just a second. There we go. You can always open it up to make sure that that PDF is indeed what we want. This is the mailer, of course. So it is what went out in the silver envelopes. I have confirmed that is what I want to save. And same thing, going to minimize all of this. Take this file right out of here. I'm going to drop it into my Santa Cruz. And this right here it's called preview and a ton of numbers. I'm going to make my life easy and right click on the item, go rename, and we're going to call this mailer trifold. And just like that, now we've got that asset saved. Close my downloads again. I'm going to leave this open just because it's convenient. And we're going to go back. Oops, I hit my listings. Should hit my dashboard, but I'm going to go back. All right, my listing dashboard. Let's go back to there. You're going to do the same thing for the brochure. We're going to go right in here. Clicking on the UPS tracking information is obviously going to take me to that. What I want is that little arrow that says download. And same thing, that's going to happen. I'm going to go back to my listing dashboard, but again, just for emphasis purposes, I'm going to reiterate. So we've downloaded that. I know it went to my downloads folder. So I'm going to go into my computer and then go into my download folder. And then we know that that file we just downloaded is another one called preview and a ton of numbers. So I'm going to scroll because mine is organized alphabetically and I've got a couple here. So let's look to see which one I need. That one's not it, but this one is that brochure. This is our trifold brochure. And what we're going to do is same thing, drag it over, right click, rename. And you guys get the gist, right? Those are the things you can download. You'll do the same thing with the flyer, with the just sold postcard, with the social media banner, if you made one of those, as well as the print advertising to get a proof of what the print ad that went out in whatever your local market is, if you want to save that asset as well. Now, some of the other things, let's go to television and video. What do you do about this? Well, there's two things you can do. Same things that you can also do in regards to saving the single property website. So if you wanted to save that single property website or and this YouTube video by just saving the links, we could copy these links, open up a Word document, and we can title this document links for 125. I keep forgetting the address that we are at here in Santa Cruz. 125 32nd Avenue. And then we can paste these kind of links right here along with that single property website link. And then we'll have them saved for future reference by hitting Save As. And we're going to save it to my PC. I want to put it into I'm going to go into my desktop where I have that Listing Concierge folder, and I'm going to drop it right into that Santa Cruz folder. Or you can just save it right to your desktop and drop it in there like we are every other file. But that is one way to save all of the links associated with that, is we have them saved on a Word document that gets uploaded into the system. Or for specifically the YouTube video, we can go ahead and follow this link, which you should be doing anyway, and downloading this video for purposes of using it, A, to upload to your own YouTube page, and B, again, for future reference, if you need to upload it to a Instagram channel or your Facebook channel, or you just want to have it for long-term purposes, we go ahead and take that share link, which was also the link made available right here, and we're going to go to a YouTube downloader, and I'll include this in the recap. We paste it right here. It's going to give us all the options for video quality. We're going to take the highest quality available, which is the HD, and hit download. You will see it convert the video to make it a downloadable video. And download. Same thing, just like we're doing with the rest of the assets. Now I'm going to go show in folder. This is in my downloads folder. I'm going to drag it into the 32nd Avenue file, and now it is saved there. The Matterport link, if you did a platinum package or had a 3D rendering as a part of your package that you bought, that is a link that you will have to copy and save to a Word document and keep with you that way. You can't download because it's not a video and it's more of an interactive page. So much like the property website that I am going to do here, we're going to click on the one what we had made, and we're going to go to URLs, and we're going to save the URL for the single property website that we have. Again, if this is an asset we want saved, just like we would the Matterport, by again copying that URL, and we can go back to my Word document that I've already created in my folder and paste another one and save to make sure that is updated. So we have gone through, oops, let's close this. Let's close that. Okay, let's say we have gone through now and we have saved all of the assets that we have in the system that we wanted. Once you've got everything saved, now it's time to upload them into your cloud storage space. So for all intents and purposes, let's say that's everything we want. I've got my Listing Concierge folder. I've got everything for this specific listing saved in here. And, you know, we're obviously going to be saving all of our assets. So we're going to go in here and go create, you know, 123 Main Street, and then make another one for the next, you know, whatever, however many of our listings that we're saving. We've got all that set. Once we are ready to make the upload, we're going to go, as I noted before, from my OneDrive, which I need to briefly sign back into. And then we click on our, come on. Well, we get to the Office 365 tile, which I have already had opened here. We click on OneDrive, which we have opened here. And remember, we made our Listing Concierge orders folder already set. So I'm going to go into that folder, and I'm just going to click on this upload button right here. Upload files from your computer to this location. I am not going to update a single file. I'm going to update a whole folder because I've already done the work and I made it easy on myself. So we're going to my desktop where I have my Listing Concierge folder. I'm going to grab that 125 32nd Avenue, and I'm going to hit upload. All 5 files will be uploaded for 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz, California. And do you want to upload? I am going to hit yes. And just like that, boom, uploading these items to the order. You can see them all coming in live as it happens. Clicking on this item right here will allow you to view everything coming in real time, so you can see when everything is completed. Basically like your progress. And again, just some quick housekeeping items. You've got your upload button. You can share things by hitting the share button or hitting the share button next to the item. You can email someone by typing in their email here if they're within our organization. Just starting to type their name will bring in the individual. Or if they're outside of our organization, you just type in their email, select it once it's set. You can also adjust who can see it and apply that. Or you can create a shareable link by hitting anyone. When you go specific people, will go anyone with the link instead. You can set the link to expire at a certain date, just in case you don't want your assets floating around forever. Copy that link, and you can now post this link, and it's just like sharing something out of Dropbox. Anything that you share, anybody that clicks on the link will have access to whatever specific item you have given them access to. That is all. And that is it. That is uploading. Once the item is done, as you can see, everything is saved, and now all of my assets for this item are saved digitally on this cloud storage partner. And for good measure, I do have at the moment a physical copy of everything as well. Now you can keep this physical backup or dump it to what is called a external drive if you have one, like a thumb drive or a external portable hard drive. You can drop everything into that, which is a better long-term plan because those are also things that you physically have, and a cloud storage partner will ultimately, you know, they're not always free forever, and especially as the size and space required grows, you will ultimately pay, especially for things like if you have a Google Drive or things like that. The more space you need, the more the annual charge is. So having them backed up physically is always as valuable an idea. as it is having the cloud storage readily available. But the biggest bonus to cloud storage is that it is easily shareable with anybody that you need to for quick business contacts or for quick reference if you need to do anything creative that is incorporating the old assets. If you have them physically stored, you need to hook up a hard drive, re-download to the computer, and share them. And that is everything on this class. I'm going to open up the floor for questions. And let's quickly check the chat to see if there's anything. Feel free to unmute yourselves as well. Let's see. Are there any other tiles on desk that should be saved over the next month? Nothing from desk. This is just specific to Listing Concierge. So only listings that you have purchased orders from that you want to save the assets for. That's what you need to do this for. Otherwise, nothing else that you need to worry about. Are there any other questions I can help with? I will put 15 seconds on the clock.